Hello everyone and welcome to Skincare with Hiram. If you don't know who I am, my name's Hiram and I'm passionate about teaching you how to perfect your skincare routine. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and to the notification bell so you can see my videos every single week. Acids. Let's break them down. I'm talking skincare acids. If you know anything about the skincare world or have even, delved a little bit, even dipped your toe into the complicated sphere of skincare ingredients, you have probably heard about so many different types of acids. Hyaluronic acid, ascorbic acid, salicylic acid, there's just way too many. What do they all mean? What do they all do? And most importantly, what is right for you? Did that rhyme? Oh my god, do I have untapped potential as a skincare rapper? Skincare ingredients are complicated in and of themselves, let alone trying to figure out what each different type of skincare acid is and what it can do for your skin. Which ones exfoliate, which ones hydrate, it's just, it's a big old mind-screwing topic. But in this video, I want to break it down for you to make it a little bit easier for you. So I'm going to be talking about all the most popular skincare acids that you can find in skincare products, what they do to the skin, which skin types they're best for, and if you should be trusting your skin with them. And of course, giving some of my top product recommendations as well. So fear not, my friend. I'm going to make this short, quick, and easy for you to understand. As usual, all the products I'm going to be talking about in today's video will be linked in the description box below, and I do want to do a quick shout out to Geology for sponsoring part of this video. I'll talk more about them later and the amazing discount deal that they have for you guys, which you can find in the description box below. But yeah, without further ado, let's talk acid. Okay, first up is one of the most famous skincare ingredients out there, and if you clicked on this video, you probably have heard of this ingredient before. Hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is an ingredient that's a product of biotechnology, and I won't deep dive into the complexities of how it's extracted and made because it's really complicated, but it's basically made through a process of biofermentation, and it's very popular because of its hydrating benefits to the skin. We all know this, our skin needs hydration in order to feel good, and I want you to think of hyaluronic acid almost as like sticky tape on the skin that clings onto any water that's found in the air. It sucks that ish in and delivers the water deeper into your skin to help create a more hydrated, glowy, bouncy, and plump appearance. Hyaluronic acid is really powerful because it can hold up to 1,000 times its own weight in water, meaning if you're really dry or dehydrated, it's going to have a massive impact on deeply hydrating your skin. One of the reasons hyaluronic acid is so popular as well is because basically she's like a girl's girl. She gets along with everyone, bounces from group to group, lifting everyone up because hyaluronic acid works really well with any other active ingredients. Hyaluronic acid is really ideal for all skin types, particularly for those who have dry skin or are struggling with dehydration, and it's well tolerated by people with sensitive skin, moderate skin, or strong skin. While hyaluronic acid is a great ingredient that's tolerated by the majority of the population, I will say if you're someone who has very dry skin who lives in a dry environment, it's probably not going to be right for you because remember what I said before, how hyaluronic acid can be a little greedy? She's so greedy that if you apply it to your skin and it's desperately trying to cling on to any water in the air and there's not really water in the air, it's going to instead turn on you and start pulling water out of your skin, increasing those dehydrating effects. So if that's you, I would say hyaluronic acid probably isn't the best way to go, but besides that, pretty much everyone can use hyaluronic acid. Now for every ingredient in this video, I will be making product recommendations, but hyaluronic acid is an ingredient that is so common and so popular that you can honestly find it in the majority of skincare products nowadays. In my opinion, there's no reason to go out and specifically buy a hyaluronic acid product because you can find so many multifunctional products that focus on acne or dark spots, premature aging, that likely if you turn it around and look at the ingredient list, you're probably going to find hyaluronic acid in it. If you already have a routine, just turn some of your products around and look to see if hyaluronic acid is in it because I'm willing to bet that it's already in them. So you're welcome for saving you money. Next up is an ingredient that is one of the most recommended ingredients by dermatologists and is extremely famous, ascorbic acid. Now you might be sitting there like, ascorbic acid, why have I never heard about that before? Oh, trust you have, because one of the more popular names for this ingredient is vitamin C. I don't know how ascorbic acid and vitamin C are similar because they're really not. But yes, ascorbic acid is the pure unstable form of vitamin C. Now the reason why ascorbic acid is so amazing is that it gives really noticeable results for brightening any hyperpigmentation or dark spots on the skin, sunspots or discoloration you might be having. ascorbic acid is your best friend. And additionally, it works really well to prevent free radical damage that our skin goes through every single day, which is basically where the air pollution toxins are just attacking the skin constantly. Ascorbic acid is an amazing shield against all of that. Now, ascorbic acid on its own is very unstable, which means when it's exposed to light or air, it tends to turn bad very quickly. But there's more stable forms of ascorbic acid out there, and I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But ascorbic acid works for any skin type. I would say it's best tolerated by people who have moderate resistant to strong skin. Some people out there do have sensitive reactions to ascorbic acid, which is why it's always good to patch test. And it's best used during the day. Like, you can use it during the night as well. It works super well, but during the day is when you're going to notice the most benefits because of that shielding property it has to fight against free radical damage. And there's an amazing ascorbic acid product that I've used for a while now from Geology. Thank you so much, Geology, for sponsoring this video. If you guys aren't familiar with Geology, I've talked about them many a times on my channel. I feel like I always have Geology products on me constantly wherever I go. Geology is a 30-time award-winning skincare, hair care, and body care brand with over 10,000 5-star reviews. Their products are built around a handful of powerful, proven ingredients that have been trusted by dermatologists for decades. They have easy-to-stick-to products and routines. They don't make it overly complicated, and they pride themselves on their efficacy. It's not products that just make you feel or look good. It's about delivering actual real results to your skin. And Geology has their very famous ascorbic acid product, their vitamin C and E Ferulic serum. This serum includes 5% pure ethyl ascorbic acid. And if you're like, whoa, where'd ethyl come from? Who is she? Like I was mentioning before, ethyl ascorbic acid is a more stabilized form of ascorbic acid that delivers the same powerful results, but is more resistant against light and air exposure, which means it lasts for a longer time and you get better bang for your buck. The formula also includes 0.5% ferulic acid, which is another acid that I'm going to be talking about in a little bit, as well as vitamin E and hyaluronic acid, just like we were talking about before. I've loved using this serum because it helps create a nice shield against that free radical damage my skin goes through every day while helping with the brightening benefits that really helps with these dark circles, mama. But like you guys may have seen in other videos, I love so many different Geology products. They have their new clear system, which is available at Target. I've been loving their repairing night cream. It's such a nice way of getting retinol delivered into my skin, but with a really nice overnight moisturizer that doesn't make my skin too greasy. But every time I always wake up with soft, supple skin, and best of all, doesn't make my skin red or angry at me. Whether it's their hair products that I still to this day use religiously, I love them, or their deodorants or body washes, they really have you covered from head to toe. But the amazing news is that Geology is offering you guys an incredible deal where you can take 70% off your own personalized skincare trial set and get up to an additional 50% off any add-ons when added to the trial. So to break it down, you're getting over $49 worth of products for only $15, 70% off of a 30-day sample set, and 50% off add-on products. That is a stacked deal. So no need to wait. Use my code that's on the screen or in the description box below and grab that 70% off your own skincare trial set and an additional 50% off add-on products. Next up is glycolic acid, one of the most famous skincare ingredients for its very powerful exfoliating benefits to the skin. Glycolic acid is extracted from sugar, and it's one of the most powerful exfoliants on the market for helping to get rid of the top layer of dead skin cells on your face, increasing the glowiness of your skin, making sure you don't look dull, and also moderately helping with issues like dark spots and hyperpigmentation. I would say out of all the exfoliating ingredients out there, glycolic acid is probably the most common one that you will find in products. Chances are you go to your local drugstore or even convenience store and they have an exfoliant there, it most likely has glycolic acid in it. Now, glycolic acid is amazing, but it is very powerful. And even for my skin, a little bit too powerful sometimes. And y'all know the drill with skincare, stronger is not always better. A lot of times it's actually worse, which is why with glycolic acid, you want to be a little bit careful about how strong the formula is or how often you're using it. While glycolic acid can be used by any skin type, whether you're oily, combination, or dry, it really is only suitable for people who have moderate resistant to strong skin. I would not say it's a good ingredient that is ideal for people who have sensitive skin just because it is so strong. And even in my journey of using glycolic acid, I will never usually use a glycolic acid product more than once, maybe twice a week. Oh, that's another thing. Because it is an exfoliant and it increases your skin's sensitivity to the sun, it is only meant to be used at nighttime, not during the daytime. Your skin already has enough to worry about during the day and sun damage and all that stuff. You don't want to make it worse for yourself, so only use it at night. Now, I have used many glycolic acid products, the majority of which I feel are very strong and almost overly strong, but the one I can always confidently recommend is the Crave Beauty Hallelujah. It is an incredible formula that always does a good job of like giving noticeable exfoliating results, but not overly sensitizing or irritating the skin. Also, the bottle lasts freaking forever, so it's not something that you're going to have to be repurchasing frequently. It's a good bang for your buck with incredible results and a product that I will use once a week religiously. Next up is one of my favorite skincare ingredients that I'm constantly talking about, and if you're someone who struggles with acne, breakouts, blackheads, or just oily skin in general, you want to listen up. This one's the real MVP. Salicylic acid is extracted from willow bark and has the smallest molecular size out of any exfoliant, which means it's able to go deepest into the pores to clear everything out, which is why it does such a good job of clearing out blocked pores and helping with acne, breakouts, clearing blackheads, and it does an amazing job of reducing excess oil production so you're not looking too shiny or greasy. And it's oftentimes the single ingredient that will help people go from having breakouts all over their skin to having clear skin. It's really incredible. Salicylic acid is ideal for people who have combination to oily skin. People with dry skin aren't really going to notice super beneficial results, and more often than not, people with drier skin aren't struggling with breakouts or acne that are due to excess oil production in the skin. It's well tolerated by people who have sensitive, moderate, or strong skin, and it can be used both during the daytime and the nighttime. Now, there are so many different salicylic acid products on the market. You can find it in basically every type of product. And a lot of times salicylic acid products can be very strong, which means you can only use them like a few times a week so you don't overly dry out your skin or overly treat your skin. But I love this ingredient so much that I actually formulated it in my own skincare brand, Selfless by Hyrum, with the salicylic acid and sea kelp pore clearing and oil control serum. I love this formula because it has a gentle percentage of salicylic acid that allows you to be able to use it every single day. So rather than trying to fight your breakouts by using a product only a few times a week, you can use this serum every single day to help get that daily fix, fight against breakouts, and also prevent any excess oiliness or shininess on your skin, which is one of the main reasons I love this product as well. It is so lightweight on the skin. It immediately absorbs, feels like nothing, which is so nice if you have oily skin, because none of us want to have a really heavy, thick product on the skin. This one's super lightweight, gets you that daily care, and it's also formulated with other hydrating ingredients, which makes it really optimal for anyone who may experience dryness as well, wants to use salicylic acid to help prevent breakouts, but doesn't want to increase the dehydration of your skin. This is definitely the product for you if you struggle with that. And yeah, just an amazing formula that helps you really get the benefits of salicylic acid. The next ingredient is lactic acid, and just like what the name alludes to, this ingredient is extracted from milk. And it's a very powerful exfoliating ingredient, but gentler than glycolic acid. Lactic acid is very popular, but a little bit harder to find than glycolic acid in my personal experience. But similar to glycolic acid, it helps to exfoliate the top layer of the skin to prevent dullness, flaky skin, and also helps with hyperpigmentation to give you a more glowy, radiant appearance. One of the things I like about lactic acid is that if you've tried glycolic acid and you're like, ooh, that was a little bit too strong, I don't know if my skin can handle that, lactic acid is a great alternative ingredient that's also very popular, so it's relatively easy to find when you're shopping for skincare products. Lactic acid is great for all skin types and works whether you have sensitive, moderate, or stronger skin, but just like glycolic acid, it's only meant to be used at nighttime, not during the day. And you know what? There's a bunch of good lactic acid products out there on the market, and I've tried many of them, but honestly, in my personal opinion, as far as my favorite for like a dedicated lactic acid product, the Ordinary 10% lactic acid serum, it works really well, gives me the results I want, and it's a great price point. Like, you literally cannot beat the Ordinary. They have the best prices out there. But I will say nowadays, I don't find myself using lactic acid a lot because there are, in my opinion, better exfoliating ingredients out there that work for more sensitive skin, and I'm going to talk about them in a little bit. No worries, we don't gatekeep here on this channel. So yeah, it's not something I regularly use anymore, but it is really easy to find when you're, going to your typical department store or drugstore. The next ingredient is one that is criminally underrated. Not enough people know about this ingredient, and it's so amazing. I don't know why it hasn't blown up yet, but it is azelaic acid, which is like such a cool name. I hear azelaic and I'm like, ooh, who's that girl? I want to get to know her. Azelaic acid is extracted from wheat or barley and helps to balance out uneven skin tones. So if you have certain parts of your face that are like darker, brighter, more red, splotchiness, azelaic acid helps with that, but it also helps to lift any dark spots and hyperpigmentation. It exfoliates and smooths out the skin, and it even helps with redness and irritation. It's one of those really good multifunctional ingredients that kind of treats all the different types of skin concerns you could have. But azelaic acid is not very easy to find, and that's because it's a very difficult ingredient to work with. Formulation wise, it is just not a pleasant ingredient to work with, so it's very hard to find good azelaic products out there that are a pleasant experience. And one of those products I found, which is my personal favorite azelaic acid product, is the Paula's Choice Azelaic Acid Serum. Well, Booster Serum, I think is what it's called. I've always loved using this one because it's just a nice experience. It's Paula's Choice, so you know it's going to be delivering those powerful results. And it's a formula that works really well for sensitive skin. It's a little bit on the pricier side, but because it's such a hard ingredient to find, and it's so difficult to formulate with, but has so many good benefits, I don't mind paying that price point. But yeah, if you struggle with those concerns and you're looking for a solution, I would definitely recommend that product. And there's a reason why it is so popular. It's a good one. The next ingredient, and probably, is it my favorite exfoliant? It might be Mandelic acid. Oh, if you have not heard of Mandelic acid, where have you been, bro? It's time to catch up because this ingredient is so slept on, but is such an incredible exfoliant. Mandelic acid is extracted from bitter almonds. And one of the reasons it's so amazing is that it's significantly gentler on the skin than say glycolic acid or lactic acid, which means it is like an incredible ingredient for people who have sensitive skin, but it delivers the same results as glycolic acid and lactic acid, you know, helping to exfoliate the top layer of the skin, get rid of dead skin cells, hyperpigmentation, but there's also a good amount of data out there showing how it helps prevent premature aging, and even a good amount of data showing that it could be even better than glycolic acid and lactic acid. Don't quote me on that. The research is still limited, but honestly, as someone who uses Mandelic acid religiously like 3 times a week, I can say that I notice way better results from Mandelic acid than I do from glycolic acid and lactic acid. It works for all skin types, one of the best ingredients for sensitive skin, but people with moderate to strong skin also tolerate it really well. And I honestly think one of the reasons I do love this ingredient so much is because of my favorite Mandelic acid product, which again is from my own brand, but I'm not kidding. You know, the amount of people that have told me like, your Mandelic acid serum is the best product from your entire line. It is so amazing. I'm not joking when I say I literally bathe myself in this product. I have not found a product that works as well with my body acne as well as face breakouts than this serum. And I think that really speaks to the power of Mandelic acid. It's such a good exfoliant. Unfortunately, it is not very common, so it's most likely not going to be in products that you find at your drugstore or even a department store. It's more difficult to find, but hey, it's a diamond in the rough. I highly recommend trying out Mandelic acid if you haven't already, and if you are looking to try it, definitely try the Selfless one because it is mind-blowingly incredible, and dare I say my current favorite from my brand? I think so. Next up is an ingredient that I mentioned before, ferulic acid. Ferulic acid is really interesting because it is extracted from nuts, seeds, leaves, but it's an ingredient that works really well to help fight against free radical damage during the day. And the reason why a lot of people aren't as familiar with ferulic acid is because I don't know if I've ever found like a dedicated ferulic acid serum. It is almost always paired with ascorbic acid or vitamin C because the two complement each other so well to help fight against free radical damage, but also work to fade hyperpigmentation, discoloration, and dark spots in the skin. But one of the reasons I like ferulic acid as well is because it helps to reduce redness and irritation in the skin, which is a great pairing with vitamin C, which can sometimes be a little sensitizing. Ferulic acid works for any skin type, is best used during the day, and is well tolerated by people who have more sensitive to resistant to strong skin. But I will say, because it is frequently paired with vitamin C, it's best used by people who have moderate resistant to strong skin. Like I was talking about before, it is found in the vitamin C and E ferulic serum from Geology, and I honestly couldn't pinpoint or even recommend a dedicated ferulic acid serum. Like if you are interested in trying out ferulic acid, just use a good ascorbic acid serum that has ferulic acid in it. And for the final acid, but definitely not the least, PHAs or polyhydroxy acids. Now this is going to get a little bit complicated, so just sit with me. PHA refers to two different types of exfoliating acids. One is lactobionic acid and the other one is gluconolactone. And the reason that they're kind of paired in the term PHA is because a lot of people have not heard of lactobionic or gluconolactone. They're just familiar with PHA as a term. And because they're a very unique form of exfoliating acid that's different from glycolic acid, lactic acid, mandelic acid, they're kind of in their own little party. But they're still great. Now, the great thing about PHA is that you get exfoliating power, but it's very, very, very gentle, which means people who have extremely sensitive skin will really benefit from using these acids because they work so gently. Now, PHAs aren't really an ingredient category that I would recommend to people who have more resilient or stronger skin and are looking for very dramatic, powerful results. I typically will recommend PHAs to people who are like, my skin reacts to everything. I'm so sensitive, but I still just need something that can exfoliate my skin and get rid of the dead skin cells. PHA is going to be your best friend. Now, like I said, there's two different types, lactobionic acid and gluconolactone. Lactobionic acid is an amazing PHA, but unfortunately, it's not very easy to find. You can't find it in a lot of countries because for some reason, a lot of legislation is very behind and it's not approved for use in a bunch of different countries, which is why it is so difficult to find on the market. The more common one that you will typically find is gluconolactone. And for a product recommendation, there's honestly so many different types of products out there that have gluconolactone, but lactobionic acid, that's more rare, but there is a product that I personally love that includes lactobionic acid. It's the Equal RxN Oat Milk PHA Serum. This is such a good, gentle exfoliating serum that contains ingredients like oat to help reduce sensitivity and redness, help strengthen the skin's barrier, and give you that gentle exfoliation. I've recommended this product in many videos, and it's my go-to when making a recommendation for someone who has very sensitive skin. It's a good one. I highly recommend it. Whew, I don't know why I said before this was going to be a quick and easy video. This definitely was a longer one. I'm sorry, I just geek out when it comes to this kind of stuff. I do want to say I didn't cover every type of acid that you can find on the market. There are technically other skincare ingredients that are called acids, but they're just not as common. They don't deliver super powerful results and aren't as noteworthy. So for the sake of saving you guys time, I've only focused on the biggest ones or the ones that really, deliver super good results. But I hope I was able to break this down and make it a little bit easier for you guys to understand. I totally get that this whole world of skincare acids is very complicated. My goal is to make it as easy as possible, but if you have any more information to share or notes about any of these ingredients, please comment them down below. Anyone else who geeks out like skincare like I do would definitely appreciate to hear your feedback. For all the products that I've talked about in today's video will be listed in the description box below. And if you guys haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. And I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah.